Okay.
Wise guy.
How you doing? I'm Mark Riley.
Hi, Mark.
It's good to see such a great crowd tonight. Last time I performed in front of a crowd like this, I did it in my minivan. I should probably tell you that I work for the post office, but don't get nervous. I'm not disgruntled. I'm merely and only gruntled. I usually don't tell people I work for the post office, because there's always that guy that wants to tell me about his brother's friend who has a third cousin twice removed that's married to someone in Wyoming that works for FedEx. And then he wants to ask me, do you know him? And I'll tell him yes. My brother worked for the post. I mean, the post office has standards. My brother worked for the post office for an hour and a half and got let go. An hour and a half. He was being walked out of the building and I was like, dude, you didn't even make it to the part of the orientation where they teach you to lock and load. Actually, the post office treats us pretty nicely. In the break room at the office, we have some pinball machines. We even have one of those Buck Hunter video games, or as some of my shadier coworkers call it, target practice. Next thing you know, they're going to be going on a supervisor safari. My boss told me the other night, or the other week, he said, have a good, safe, productive day. I was like, pick one, I don't multitask. Last week I had a dog come charging at me. I didn't notice it until the last second. It was right next to me. I had to turn into the dog whisperer. Please don't bite me. I've had women on my road asking me since January, when are you going to wear your shorts? When are you going to wear your shorts? And you can't really blame them. I mean, look at me. I look at myself in the mirror and I think, I do me. And sometimes I do. It used to be a little embarrassing when Ma used to walk in. I went shopping this afternoon. I went over to the Big and Tall store. I had no idea they didn't sell condoms. I see you looking at me. My eyes are up here, okay? I saw President, did anyone go see President Obama the other week when he was in? It was pretty exciting. There were people lined in the streets, and I was there. I had a couple of new Americans standing next to me, dressed in their burqas, and as the motorcade came driving by, one of them turned to me and said, "Which one's the king?" Welcome to America. If you were lucky enough, some people got to go to a private reception with the president for $5,000. You got a lobster corn dog. Remember the good old days when lobster was $3.99 a pound? And the presidential election has got me thinking about which president would I have a beer with? And I think it'd be Bill Clinton. I'd have a beer with Bill Clinton. I wouldn't smoke a cigar with him. I've been having trouble with insomnia lately, so I had to make an appointment with the doctor. And I was actually late for the appointment because I'd fallen asleep on the couch. I hate going to the doctor anyway because the doctor always wants to give me crap about my weight. The doc's like, "Mark, don't you want to put yourself first and do something about your weight?" I'm like, "Doc, I do put myself first in the buffet line. That does something about my weight." I'm working on my girlish figure. Unfortunately, right now it's a pregnant girl. I'm doing a couple months. I like to think of myself as a good cook. I can read the numbers on the menu pretty well at the drive-thru. I've been married for about a year. Yeah, I wouldn't cheer either. That means I have a mother-in-law again. We actually had my mother-in-law over for dinner the other night, and I made a nice roasted chicken and some potatoes and asparagus, and I was good enough to top it off with the best box of wine I could find. I've learned a few things since I've been married. I've learned to compliment my wife. I tell her all the time she's the best wife I have. I've learned not to tell jokes about my mother-in-law when she's in the audience. And I've learned to keep the romance alive. Like last week, I was down to the Hannaford with my wife, and as we walked in, I saw the display of flowers off to the side. And so I walked over and I grabbed the biggest, most beautiful bouquet I could find, and I brought it over to my wife and I handed it to her. But we don't have a lot of money, so she couldn't keep it. But for that half hour that we were shopping, she felt special. Hey, thank you. You all been great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's smart. Judges.
You don't have to. I'll go first.
Camera.
Mark, hello, camera.